Ladies and gentlefolk, here we go into game number 1 between Sjow and Hwangsin. Both these players going to be pitted on the map NASL Metalopolis. Orb, how excited can you be?
How excited can you be? I think that might be a philosophical question, man. I'll have to ponder that for the next week or so. Why? Just why? We have a follow-up. Just why? I don't know, man. I don't know the answer to that.
I'm gonna talk in all philosophy from now on.
Okay, that works for me, man. I'll answer your questions, answer all the questions about life itself. But you know what? I think the more important answer or question right now might be who. Because we got Hwangsin versus Sjow. This is a pretty crazy match here. Hwangsin, I mean, he might be known a little bit for having some cheesy styles of play. He likes to exploit any weakness he sees in his opponent for sure. I've seen him play a lot in the TL Opens. I mean, he's been known to do things like 4-gate, but he just does it whenever he thinks that he can get away with it, essentially. And it works out quite a bit for him. Whereas on the other side, Sjow has this very distinctive style and this very decision-making based play. Another one of those lower APM players, if I understand correctly. Double check that. And yes, indeed, at least for now. What do you think we might be seeing? We are in cross positions here. Do you think there's any kind of standard style Sjow might be going for here?
It is, in my opinion, that it is up to the future of this game to determine the destiny, the true destiny of these results.
Of StarCraft 2 in general.
But destiny is not chosen
Destiny
by
chooses
fate.
you? Is that what you're doing? No?
The player chooses its own destiny.
Okay, I see what you're saying. So these players do have decisions to make, and based on those decisions, it's going to affect their destiny of whether they win this match or not.
Possibly.
Possibly. I like your vague answer. It completely prevents anyone from ever calling you wrong. You know, it's a good strategy to use. I'm going to have to start doing that.
Why?
I do not know, Andre, but I don't know. I might start losing my mind, man. Keep this up too long.
This is getting ridiculous.
Yeah,
right.
Keep it up too long.
You know, I was trying to come up with really cool things to say, but I'm like, wow, philosophy sucks sometimes. No, I actually...
Terrible, man.
No,
it's going to be like some philosophy majors watching the cast, man.
I want to put it out there.
Get all mad.
I took cosmology, not to be confused with cosmetology. Completely different things. Cosmology, the study of, you know, all that is right. No, of course, more philosophical. Cosmology is going back to the past. I know about Parmenides. I know about Zeno. I know about they got it on. Kind of weird.
They got it on?
Well, yeah, I mean... Okay, okay, you really want to know? Zeno was, or Zeno.
Oh, I just had no idea what you were talking
call him. He was a very, very famous philosopher, and he did a very famous paradox where it was the tortoise and the hare. Should I really go on to it? Yeah, tortoise and the hare. Basically, he said that the hare would never be able to catch up to the tortoise if the tortoise was able to start first, because every single time the tortoise made one move, every single time the hare wanted to go to the position where the tortoise moved. Hence, you couldn't actually keep up because of that constant movement. You can never approach the tortoise, even though the hare was faster.
Sounds like Zerglings versus a probe, man.
Exactly.
But we're not going to be in the ZVP here. This is a PvT, and you know what? We might, in fact, be seeing something like a 1-1-1 from Sjow. That's
most likely what we're going to see. Sjow loves that type of build. He's actually putting... yeah, it's actually looking exactly like that.
It could be Cloak, though, man, because he did get that second gas really early.
It could be, but so I know Sjow for sure loves this type of 1-1-1. There's different variations of 1-1-1, so
of course.
Very well.
I mean, you can do a 1-1-1 with Cloak. I mean, really, for those of you viewers that don't know what we're talking about with 1-1-1, obviously, it just means the number of each production structure. So instead of just getting like 2 barracks, you're actually getting one of each type of production structure: the barracks, the factory, and the starport, of course. So that's all that really means. It can mean a whole bunch of different types. You can get Banshees, you can get Ravens, you can get tanks, you can get Hellions. You have a lot of options available to you. And a look at that, we are going to be seeing Sjow going straight for the Banshee. Let's see if he does get Cloak or not. He has the gas, but of course with that gas count, he will have to delay that first Banshee if he wants to get that Cloak.
It might even be the Raven as well, but no, there's the Banshee first, and he will follow up with this Cloak. Actually, maybe not. The Tech Lab actually goes down.
Oh yeah, it looks like it won't be Cloak. So
if he was getting Cloak, he would wait to get that Tech Lab and then get the Cloak first. and then get the tech lab just to order it so the cloak comes out as fast as possible.
Also, you probably wouldn't want to spend that much gas and have a tech lab on your factory. You're going to have to spend so much gas on those tanks that you really wouldn't have the gas available to make those Banshees in that cloak.
That's absolutely correct.
Show's just been going for the more standard 1-1-1 here. Banshee, Marine, tank. It's a very strong build, but we are in cross positions on metal, and not only are we in cross positions, but Hwangsin went for that 1-gate expansion. So that 1-gate expand actually prepares you pretty darn well for 1-1-1 because you can actually get that economy up in time. You can get your tech up in time. You just have to be very careful with your build order, your placement, and your engagement. I mean, right now, Hwangsin is not making any immortals, and you know, with the immortal range of 6 now, I really feel like he's going to need some immortals if he wants to hold this off. They are so helpful in dealing with those siege tanks.
Yep, well, let's go ahead and see how he deals with this first initial Banshee. It looks like, the Stalkers actually miss completely, and this Banshee is going to get great damage. One probe gets taken out, the second one gets taken out. It looks like he will get at least a 5, 4? Yeah, he gets 4. All right.
Yep,
that is
4 kills.
Plenty.
Absolutely.
But he does not want to lose this. Banshee!
And it looks like he will escape. Luckily for him. So great harassment there by Sjow, just trying to get himself a nice little economic advantage. Of course, the less probes Hwangsin has available after going for this 1-gate expansion. The worse off this build's going to be, especially against the 1-1-1, which is going to appear while Hwangsin is trying to make more probes. But look at this. Actually, Hwangsin not making any more probes right now. So the observer has seen the 1-1 coming and even sees, oh my God, that is an insane amount of SCVs on the way here. That's like 18 SCVs or something on the way to help this out. So Sjow is not even preparing for the second push. He's going pretty much 100% all in with this. Only has 3 SCVs still mining minerals right now. But since that observer saw it, Hwangsin completely cut probes, and now he's just trying to chrono out that robotics facility to get those immortals as fast as possible, but he still just has 1 right now.
Yeah, that 1 immortal will be clutch. He needs to target down that 1 siege check. No siege mode is actually being made or researched, so he's going in siegeless. This is just going to be a brute force method. We'll see if Sjow has what it takes to take out all of this Protoss army. That's a huge amount of units, but the SCVs are perfectly lined up.
And here he comes for the engagement. Force field going down, but unfortunately, they basically just get the Marines stuck against the Zealots, but they don't actually split up the army. Of course, could be helpful, but he's trying to target fire the tanks with the Immortals. He does get both tanks. Great job there by Hwangsin, but there's still a lot of Marines left over. It looks like with his army, he should be able to clean this up. It is pretty close, but remember how many SCVs Sjow invested into this attack, so the fact that he didn't straight up kill Hwangsin is essentially almost like a loss for him. He can't transition out of this yet. Look at his reinforcements. He was literally 1 tank and like a couple Marines. He doesn't have the money to reinforce, and there's the GG. Game 1 going to Hwangsin.
And, you know, there you have it. 1-1-1 actually falling. I guess the 6-range Immortals are just too strong for the 1-1-1.
Perhaps. I think there were a couple things that went a little bit strangely there. First off, we were on cross positions metal, which is just not a good situation to go for the 1-1-1 on. The rush distance is so long. Those tanks and Marines take so long to walk across the map since they're so slow. That is really not going to be excellent for you. Obviously, that allowed Hwangsin actually get out his second Immortal in time. He had a lot more units. He was able to see it coming and prepare by stop making probes. And on top of that, he didn't go for siege mode, and he only went for 2 tanks. Normally, we see siege mode and like 3 or 4 tanks, and that's kind of the entire purpose of 1-1-1 is the siege tanks. So
I think if we saw siege mode, it would have been a lot different game, because the big thing that Sjow was able to see was the gateway and the pylon right at that choke. And if he can siege up right near that choke, it's like over to the top a little bit and then to the left, he just cuts off any reinforcements that are walking down that path. He can actually elevator stuff if he gets 1 single medevac there. There's a lot of things that he can do to force his opponent to attack into siege mode and siege tanks, along with, of course, Marines, possibly bunkers, things like that. But ultimately, he did not, and Sjow just, I think he was a little bit too careless. Not careless, but hasty. A little bit too hasty with that attack.
Yeah, I completely agree. The other thing is that while it might not have worked as well on cross positions, so I understand him not doing it, normally when we see people go for the 1-1-1, they don't pull that many SCVs. They leave a lot more on the mineral line, and what makes 1-1-1 so scary isn't actually the first push. It's actually the fact that the first push kills off all your sentries. It might kill your immortals. It kills all those expensive units that are so hard to reproduce, and then when the second push arrives from the reinforcements, that's when you die, right?
Yep.
So generally, if players are going to go for just 1 big push all in and lose, if they're going to do that, or win, obviously, if they're they're going to do that, generally they go for more like the 3-1-1 style that we see in China a lot, where you just get more barracks, you have even more Marines, because otherwise, you know, why just go for the standard 1-on-1 but then pull all your SCVs? It doesn't make that much sense.
Well, we'll see what Sjow has in store for us. We're going to go into game number 2. Right now, it's going to be on Antigua Shipyard. Everybody stay tuned. More action coming your way.